I am a pastor's kid of a pastor's kid. My own father and grandfather were in full-time vocational ministry for many, many years and have just been around hundreds and hundreds of pastors all of my life. And so I have heard from them and experienced myself in my own pastoral ministry experience the indescribable and sometimes secret joys of pastoral ministry, but also the stresses and strains of ministry. And those often go unrecognized in my experience, even by pastors themselves. And so we're hoping to help people identify those things that might hinder their flourishing, as well as understand what are the practices and conditions that promote flourishing in ministry, and how do we help people build into their daily, weekly, monthly, yearly rhythm the kinds of things that will help sustain them over time. And we want to do that in a preventative sort of way. So we were thrilled to get a large grant to fund a youth leadership initiative led by Reverend Chris Neal, who's an APU alum and a very experienced youth pastor, to focus on finding those high school students in Southern California and beyond who feel called to vocational ministry, and to help do some theological preparation with them and increase their biblical literacy and their sense of vocational clarity and identity. And so we're thrilled as Chris leads that initiative in partnership with some wonderful APU partners that have existed for a long time. Larry Acosta, who leads Urban Youth Workers Initiative, Jim Burns and Doug Fields, who are connected to us through Homeward Ministries, Night of Champions, Mexico Outreach. So many other youth ministry partners will be a part of this moving forward, and we're really excited about what that will mean in raising up a new generation of ministry leaders for the kingdom. We're also going to continue to mentor and cultivate undergraduate students and seminary students. Often in undergraduate and seminary ministry programs, the formation of the person is one of the most neglected aspects of academia, and so we're pleased to come alongside our incredible programs here at APU and provide some complementary resources. Reverend Jennifer Grafias and Reverend Freddie Rivas are going to be providing leadership for those initiatives with students as we continue to be about cultivating holistically formed ministry leaders. And finally, we're pleased to provide a variety of resources for ministry leaders and their spouses in the Southern California area. We know from research that the kinds of things that lead to ministry leaders leaving ministry prematurely or being impaired in some significant way in their effectiveness are really the chronic interpersonal kinds of stresses that seem to be prevalent in a very unique kind of role. And the isolation that comes with a ministry leadership role, for example, the ways that people seem to find all kinds of permission to offer unsolicited criticism to ministry leaders. These are the kinds of things that we know lead to attrition and lead to the kinds of difficulties that are difficult to manage and navigate over the long haul. And so what we want to do is re-infuse training of students and also provide some continuing education for ministry leaders around the emotional and social competencies that seem to be so key in sustaining ministry leadership. These are the things that are often neglected in traditional training for clergy and for other ministry leadership preparation. And so we want to come alongside our existing academic programs and also provide some lifelong learning opportunities for ministry leaders that are already out there in the trenches. And one of the ways that we can do that is use the state-of-the-art tools that folks have developed that help cultivate self-awareness, ways of assessing how we're doing in various areas and giving feedback that's formational. So we have formational consultation opportunities that will be coming, coaching opportunities that will be coming, as well as seminars and workshops and other continuing education opportunities to supplement and enhance the effectiveness of ministry leaders in Southern California and beyond. And so throughout all of what we're doing, mentoring is really the thread of what we want to hope to provide for people at every stage of development in a ministry leadership career, starting with high school through college and seminary and post-education when people are out in the field. And so I'm also thrilled to have Dr. Dick Pritchard on our team. He is a person who has been in Christian higher education for many years, forming students, both while they're students and post-graduation, as well as someone who has journeyed with many, many pastors in their career and has many years of pastoral ministry experience himself. He has a sign in his office that says, needed a safe place, found a safe place, and became a safe place. And that's really the heart of what we want to hope to provide. We want to provide a place where ministry leaders and their spouses can find a place of confidential safety, a place where they can access their own resiliency factors so that they can be able to rediscover the joys of ministry and sustain joy through all the stresses and strains and complexities that come with ministry. And we're thrilled to have Dr. Pritchard help us in that endeavor.
For almost 50 years, I've had the privilege of serving in ministry in the church and in parachurch and educational institutions. And for the last 14 years, I've had the joy of teaching students at Azusa Pacific University who are preparing for ministry. We've seized the opportunity, wanting them to have a great experience in ministry. And so we've been concerned about issues facing ministers, and we've wanted them to have skill competency, but we've also wanted them to have longevity in ministry and especially be self-aware and to have personal health and well-being. And so in doing that, we've used a variety of assessment tools and counseling and mentoring and community building in order to facilitate that, and then looking to see what happens to them in ministry to see if that's actually making a difference. And now in the Center for Vocational Ministry, we have the opportunity to expand that. People sensing a calling to ministry, people preparing for ministry, people in ministry, and to use some of those same tools, assessment tools, community building, counseling and mentoring, all available resources that we have at our disposal that we can create to help a person flourish in ministry as they move ahead for longevity, for competency, and for health and well-being in their personal life.